not, we'll move on to the athletic director.
He was doing a practice assistant.